KBLA Talk 1580 is dedicated to empowering our communities by providing progressive talk radio for our audience. We strive to be an intersectional voice for the voiceless. As a Black-owned and operated station, we are committed to highlighting diverse perspectives and creating safe spaces for meaningful dialogue. We believe that everyone has something unique to bring to these political, economic, social, and cultural conversations, and we don't shy away from the hard conversations about current events. We endeavor to be a beacon of hope and understanding, while boldly challenging listeners to think more deeply about difficult topics that impact us all. With this in mind, our mission statement at KBLA Talk 1580 is simple: to create an inclusive platform that promotes civil discourse through honest dialogue and encourages personal growth among our listeners, so they can become the active agents of change. Our vision is to establish ourselves as the premier radio network with relevant programming across the beloved community, connecting people through shared experiences and collective power for lasting impact beyond these challenging times.
You ready?
It's time for the Rob Report with Robin Ayers.
Highlighting people and things you should know about.
Robin's got you covered. Follow Robin at Robin Ayers. You're listening to the Rob Report on KBLA Talk 1580.
Robin's got a lot to talk about.
Welcome to the Rob Report on KBLA Talk 1580, where we bring you the latest in entertainment news, trending topics, and interviews. I'm your host, Robin Ayers, with you Monday through Friday, 6 to 7 p.m. on that ride home. Listen, I was just in that traffic, y'all. I feel for you. Los Angeles, I do. But if you are at home already with your feet kicked up, I'm not mad at that. Sit back and enjoy the show. Andy done brought it in with that fire music already. Happy birthday to Michael Bivins. If you know, then you know. We love BBD and, Belle Biv DeVoe and New Edition and all that. So happy birthday to that man right there. Another great show lined up for you today, as we always do. And if you want, feel free to call in at any point in time and offer your opinion on the matter. You can call in and say, hello, Robin. That's fine, too. You can do that by calling 1-800-920-1580, or you can join us right now in our YouTube chat, which is always fun. You guys can do that by going to YouTube at our KBLA 1580, our page over there. And if you're not doing it already, you should be following us on social media. Of course you should. So you can find out what's going on with everybody here, get updates along the way, and that's all of our social media platforms at KBLA 1580. You should be following me too, at Robin Ayers. I'm just going to throw that in there. You should do that because it's a real good idea. Well, listen. There's a lot going on social media, but I'm not even going to hit you with updates. I'm not going to give you any updates because I want to get to these topics today, and we will be joined by our entertainment contributor of the day, and I'm excited to have her in here as well, calling on the phone. And so, Andy, can we just get to the Raw Report?
Now it's time for a breakdown.
Let's break it down. Now, Tyrese is suing Home Depot. I actually watched the videos and all of the stuff he was saying online when all of this has gone down. I watched it. I saw it with my own eyes. We'll see. We'll tell you what he is suing Home Depot for, how much he is suing for, and if you think he's got a case, we'll let you be the judge and jury today. We'll see. We're also going to talk about a little girl who. She has, obviously, because we're talking about her, she made the headlines. She has made an impact in the culture in one way or another. You could like it or you don't have to, whichever is fine. Her name is Lil Tay, and Lil Tay is, or was, I'll say, a social media influencer. She's only at the age of 16, has done so many different things. She came on the scene at the age of like 8 or 9. and social media influencer as well as a rapper. I will tell you why we are talking about Lil Tay, because Lil Tay is Lil Tay. I don't know. We'll talk about what's going on with her and why she had everybody worried on one hand, and now we got sort of a surprise today. So that's pretty interesting how that happened. We're going to break that down on the other side. I have a question of the day, which is going to be a good one for you as well. So you guys stay tuned for all of that. You are listening to The Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580. Stay right there.
Hey, what's up? It's your girl, BB, and you're listening to me on The Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580.
You're inside The Raw Report with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
Extreme heat increases your risk of heat illness and death. Warning signs of heat exhaustion include muscle cramps, headache, and nausea. Signs of heat stroke include a fever of 103 or higher, confusion, and loss of consciousness. Protect yourself by limiting time spent outdoors, staying hydrated, and staying cool in air-conditioned spaces. Learn how to stay safer from extreme heat at heatreadyca.com. Brought to you by the state of California.
Wake up, people. You are optimizing every waking hour of your life. From carpooling kids to work to friends and everything in between. You have to get sleep and a bed that can perform as well as you do. Meet the next generation Sleep Number Smart Bed. It effortlessly adjusts to your shape, position, and movement. Learning how you sleep so you learn to sleep better night after night. Sleep next level, only from Sleep Number.
It's the biggest sale of the year. Save 50% on the Sleep Number Limited Edition Smart Bed, plus special financing ends Monday. See store for details.
When I can't sleep, my mind just races. I think about work, the kids, but I don't think about taking melatonin because I'm afraid I'll feel groggy in the morning.
ZzzQuil Pure Z's Gummies has an optimal dose of melatonin for no next-day grogginess, so you can fall asleep naturally and wake up feeling refreshed. ZzzQuil Pure Z's Gummies for better sleep like never before. And try Pure Z Sleep plus Next Day Energy with melatonin plus extended release B vitamins.
The Dell Technologies Back to School event is on with deals on top tech for class, hobbies, and more. Now when you buy, you support a cause. With every eligible purchase, Dell will donate to UNICEF in support of GIGA, a UNICEF ITU global initiative to connect schools across the globe to the internet. Accidental damage protection included. Get rare deals on select laptops and desktops powered by the latest Intel Core processors. Save now at Dell.com/deals. UNICEF does not endorse any company, brand, product, or service.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. This is your dentist. Do me a favor and feel the front of your teeth. How grimy are they? Ugh. It's time for a Crest Pro Health reality checkup. That grime is the buildup of plaque bacteria that can cause cavities in just months. You need to switch to Crest Pro Health. While most toothpaste stop working in minutes, Crest Pro Health's antibacterial fluoride protects for up to 12 hours to stop cavities before they start. So fix them up on the way home. Smile. Crest has you covered.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SavedByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking. Now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SavedByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SavedByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Giving you your daily dose of entertainment and celebrity news. You're inside The Raw Report with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
All right. So, by the way, this just happened today, so I wasn't able to tell you guys to be able to tune in. But I just joined Avi Bernard right before now on Areva Martin's show, Areva Martin in Real Time. I had such a great time speaking with Avi in his domain. Now, usually you guys know Avi Bernard is a producer here. He often, or every Friday, regularly sits in for Areva Martin. And he is a contributor on this show where I'm asking all the questions. So shout out to Avi Bernard for having me on, partake in his show today. We talked some entertainment things. We talked about Jamie Foxx, who, we recently spoke about on this show, as well as star power and what we think is happening to the star power with all these celebrities being so accessible in social media, just in life, just in general. And so my question to you, which will be the question of the day, has celebrity gotten watered down because of their accessibility? The fact that to all the celebrities, you just think about it. You can reach out to them, you can tweet them, which is forever, by the way, going to be called Twitter and tweeting, if you let me claim it. Okay, so you can tweet them, and they could possibly respond to you. You can DM them, they can possibly respond to you. So with that being said, are celebrities too accessible today, and has it taken down their star quality? You guys let me know. I will ask that over in our chat. And I'll let you vote on the poll. So I do want to go ahead and get into our show for the day. I'm excited because we have, you often know, every single day we have a new contributor to the show, or we have regulars. But this particular woman is a new contributor for the day, and I'm very excited to have her in. This is Danielle Broadway. Hello, Danielle.
Hello.
Entertainment contributor. Oh, absolutely. Thank you so much for joining me here on the show. I appreciate it. And I know, if you come from Avi, I know that you are a great person. Can you let us know a little bit about you and what you do?
Sure. So I'm an entertainment reporter at Reuters, and I cover the hustle and bustle of Hollywood, from breaking news to red carpets and everything. And right now we're definitely focusing on those Hollywood strikes, everything.
Speaking of those strikes, I was out there on Friday with the major strike that was happening in front of Universal, and I felt such a sense of camaraderie. By the way, I am not a part of any union. I'm not in SAG, nor am I in AFTRA. I will be one day because I'm working towards those goals, but for me, it was more so just about standing in solidarity for what's right, standing for what's right, So I was out there, getting my little strike on with my little picket and everything like that. So that was very nice. Yeah. Well, since you keep your ears to all of the things going on in the entertainment world, I'm sure you have seen and know about Tyrese. Not only is Tyrese going through so much personally, and this is not a laughing matter. He's gone through things with his marriage very publicly. He has been in court regarding his children, regarding his finances. A lot of things have been put on blast from Tyrese. But specifically right now, we know that he is suing Home Depot for $1 million for allegedly racially profiling. I saw the case. Now, I saw the videos. I saw the receipts that he posted. This is back in February. He took to social media, put up a whole video about him being questioned and his colleagues that work for him on his home, their building, and things like that. There was a lot of back and forth things going on, and I don't know if you watched those videos when he put them out, Danielle. Did you watch those at all?
Yes, I watched some of them.
And what did you think when you watched those videos? First things first. When you watch the videos, did you think like, oh yeah, he was being racially profiled, or did you think more so like, Tyrese, you're kind of stretching it a little bit?
I think that he is stretching it a little bit, and especially for the gravity of the lawsuit. And again, I definitely believe in what they'll find as this lawsuit comes about. But I mean, we all, especially Black people, we encounter profiling daily. Like, it's just unfortunately a part of regular life. And so he may have been experiencing, that regular day-to-day profiling in the way that they operate it there. But do I think that it calls for $1 million over, a course of racial profiling and all the money that he spent at Home Depot? No.
I believe you have a good point here. And unfortunately, this kind of goes to the question of the day that I was just talking about, where celebrities, it seems to be that they overshare. I like Pretty Brown Mimi over here in our YouTube chat. She's saying that they overshare too much information, and unfortunately, that could be the case even with Tyrese, because he has shared a lot of his woes and a lot of the things he had gone through with his children and his marriages and things like that. And we've seen him be even a little erratic on social media. We have a tendency to put people in a box now. Now that we've seen you that way, this is what we believe you to be. And he can no longer go back to just Tyrese, the superstar whom we enjoy just listening to his music. We kind of see him more as a personality. And so with that being said, it kind of makes sense. You know, Tyrese, we've seen him stretch things out before, and he has obviously come forth at some point and talked about the fact that he was on medication at that time, and he was really going through some things mentally. But even though that's a sensitive matter, that's the picture that's stuck in our minds right now. So now we feel like what you just said, Danielle, like you might be stretching it a little bit because that's who we've now known you to be. Is that a fair statement?
It is, because, you know, things happen whether you're a public figure or not, but especially when you're a public figure, you know, if something weird happens once, okay, twice, okay, but that's, you know, if it's reoccurring, that's how you kind of gain a reputation, so people are less likely to take you seriously.
Very, very true. Let me read some of these comments because I love y'all over in our YouTube chat. I love the engagement here. Matt Atkins says that the folding chair is now a celebrity. Okay, obviously we know what he's referring to. Is this right, Danielle? Is the folding chair now a celebrity? I mean, come on.
I believe so. Yes. I think that if someone doesn't know what the folding chair is all about, then they are behind on the time.
I know, exactly, right. I think I actually saw someone who got a tattoo of the folding chair in the date of August 5th, which is pretty funny. I do believe it's a moment. This is a moment. We'll forever remember the chair, by the way, and the bra, obviously, but it is a moment that's happening right now. But to Forrest Harrison's point over in YouTube, he says, remember when we didn't know anything about Michael Jackson, Prince, or Whitney? But when they started sharing their private lives, it was just a bit too much. I liken it to Beyonce and Jay-Z, where they do have accounts on social media. You will see them occasionally post, but never engage. They'll never engage, and you'll never be able to see anything into their private lives. And I think for those reasons, it's been pretty cool to kind of watch them continue to be stars. I mean, stars, not just celebrities, but actual stars. There's a difference to me. Wow. And it seems like they figured out part of the formula, and part of the formula is staying off of social media so we don't know your business, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, and I know that other stars, like I know Will Smith and Jada, like that was one of the biggest ones that always stood out to me, where I'm like, oh, I didn't want to know this, but I do now.
Can you think of any recent times where someone has just overshared a little bit too much for your liking, and now you can't get the picture out of your mind? Anything like that?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, TMI is real, and sometimes I get it, like people just need to vent, but, you know, you can't unknow what you suddenly know about somebody, and you can't not think about it every time you see them.
Very true. So back to this case that Tyrese is bringing up he's bringing up Home Depot under a lawsuit, a $1 million lawsuit, and he's claiming that they allegedly racially profiled him. Now, I'm not saying that didn't happen, but you know, another thing that we deal with kind of in this generation right now is a bit of sensitivity. Now, it happens, to your point that you made earlier. We have been, and we are constantly being racially profiled. I know I was racially profiled myself. I was driving on the freeway, and I did not appreciate. I brought this up recently to my husband. I was driving on the freeway in a nice car, and a police officer pulled me over, had no reason really to pull me over. I didn't make any sudden turns, nothing illegal. And when he pulled me over, he tagged me for he gave me a fix-it ticket because my, the license plates that you get when you first buy a car, they're the new, like the paper license plates. And I had my car for over 6 months. And so he basically gave me a fix-it ticket because I had the tags, or I had the license, the paper license plate still in the where the license goes. But I asked him why he pulled me over, and he said there have been a lot of thefts in the area. Are you kidding me? Now, if that's not racially profiling, I don't know what is.
Right. Like he didn't try to clean it up.
Yeah, exactly. So, to the point is, we definitely are, us, our community, Black people, we are 100% experiencing these things to this day. However, there are some sensitivities as well. We are quick to call someone a racist now. We are quick to say that we've been racially profiled. We are quick to deem, a person a Karen. Even when people are right, even when other people are right and they have they're valid in their actions or saying things towards, a Black person, we automatically go there. Do you think we're too sensitive nowadays?
No, I don't think that. I think that, there's a difference between a public figure that has a sort of a history of having some kind of outlandish stories, like think about Kanye or Ye as he goes by. Like, I don't know. I don't think he's a reliable source. But when it comes to everyday, people in our community and that face injustices, no, I don't think that they're, too sensitive or making too big of a deal of things. I just think that, difference between everyday racism, microaggressions, and, they looked at me wrong at Home Depot, so I'm going to sue them. Not to say that that's what the situation is, but I think some stories or some, instances are more compelling than others.
It's a fair point, Danielle. You are making a very fair point. I kind of split the difference a little bit. I still do believe that just as a society, we are, in my opinion, we are a bit sensitive and could use a little bit more of toughening up. I think social media just as a whole has taken us has taken a turn in a way that I don't really like. Just even us as a people, I'm like, come on, we're stronger than this. I think we can pull ourselves up by the bootstrap. This is just me and my thoughts, me and my little opinions. But over in our YouTube chat, I did ask the question. I asked if celebrities are too accessible and have they lost their star power? And 62% of you right now say yes, they have. They've lost their star power. I don't know if that's the case with Tyrese. I don't know if I'm just not sure, but I will say that if Tyrese or anyone else for that matter stayed off of social media, only really showed professional things and not too much of their personal lives, I could see how he would continue to have his same star power that he did from the 90s. Is that a stretch?
No, I don't think so. I think that, it's so some people, they love and live for celebrity news. They want to know everything, morning, noon, and night. And that's what keeps them loyal. And other people are like, no, I just want to listen to your music, or I just want to listen to, what you create. So I would say that it really is a toss-up. There's no key formula for keeping a fandom or a fan population, because some artists, they go one way or the other, and they still, they might still falter.
Yeah. If you think about us in this country, how we are, we are fanatics of entertainment, celebrities. We love it. We will eat it up. We will, people, that's what they do at nighttime before they go to sleep. They're scrolling on their phones, trying to find the newest, the latest, all the stuff, right? All the sound bites, all the salacious headlines. That's what we do in our country. But what I've noticed is over in other countries, like, actors who come from the UK, Damson Idris or Idris Elba, who we recently talked about, who were mistaken for brothers, when they come over here, they have a different kind of mindset. They consider work to be work, and they'll show their work on social media because oftentimes these networks will really push you to get pages, to start, a social media page. But you will never really, really, really catch them in business. That's why I'll even say Damson Idris, who's the young star from Snowfall, people love him. They love him. So when you see him or when you see any news on him, you're attracted to it because, for the most part, you don't know anything about his life. And that in and of itself is a little bit, it's sort of attractive and it's appealing. So I kind of wonder, can we, regular, everyday people, can we learn from something like that? Like, I don't know, Danielle, how you are on social media, but are you influenced one way or the other to, promote more of yourself in your personal life, or do you kind of keep it business?
So I keep it pretty business. It really just depends on the platform. I feel like, having like a private Facebook page is pretty good for me where I'm like, okay, I know the people on here. So I can be, I still keep boundaries, but I can be a little bit more personal, whereas you go to like Twitter and Instagram and it's very professional because it needs to be. I think the more you share with the public, the more vulnerable you become, and we've seen that time and time again.
Mm-hmm. Very true. Matt Atkins, I'm laughing at you. Matt Atkins in YouTube says, if Tyrese was walking in the grocery store, I wouldn't blink an eye and keep shopping. Now, I mean, that tells you a little bit of something about what we're talking about here. I mean, unfortunately, Tyrese isn't going around talking about, I'm suing. Now, he did make a big deal out of what happened at Home Depot, but we just know about this lawsuit, obviously. TMZ and other people can go and they find out different lawsuits that are going on. But, unfortunately, because we know so much, this is the result. We start to see things and we start to see people and not really care. So, that's unfortunate. But speaking of caring about people and whatever, this whole Lil Tay story is crazy to me. And we are going to talk about that on the other side. We're going to talk about what happened with Lil Tay the other day and what happened today with Lil Tay. It's a very interesting story. We'll break that down on the other side. But right now, we've got news, traffic, and sports. You guys stay right there. You're listening to KBLA Talk 1580.
Yo, what's going on? It's your boy Eric Bellinger hanging out right here with my family at the Rob Report. Keep it locked.
More of the Rob Report with Robin Ayers when we come forward.
I'm Doug Davis, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. Justice Department Special Counsel Jack Smith is proposing a January 2nd start date in former President Trump's election interference trial. Prosecutors believe the trial will run 4 to 6 weeks. Trump faces 4 federal charges in connection to his alleged efforts to overturn the 2020 presidential election. Times are tough for future black homebuyers. Mortgage rates are up for the 3rd week in a row to just under 7%. The 30-year fixed-rate mortgage averaged 6.96% this week, according to data from Freddie Mac. Your kids might know who he is, but social media star Lil Tay is alive after reports of her death. The family says her Instagram account was compromised by a third party and posted that Tay and her brother passed away on Wednesday. That post has been deleted. Have a great Thursday. That's the latest. I'm Doug Davis from the Black Information Network and BINnews.com.
In Alhambra on the 10 eastbound, right before you get to the 710, got a crash involving a motorcycle down. The 3 left lanes are going to be blocked. It is stopped coming away from the 5. In Granada Hills on the 5 northbound before Roxford Street, got a stall and the carpool lane is going to be blocked. It's stop and go from the 405 and in Irwindale. 210 westbound at Irwindale Avenue, a car fire is over on the right shoulder.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. If you're like many people, you may think custom blinds is a job for expensive professionals. Well, at Blindster, if you have a tape measure and a screwdriver, you can install our custom blinds and save big. Plus, we guarantee they'll fit. Blindster.com.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Mississippi Supreme Court declined to remove former NFL quarterback Brett Favre as a defendant in a civil lawsuit case involving the misuse of welfare funds in the state. The Hall of Fame quarterback had asked the court to drop his name from the lawsuit. Favre is among more than 36 people or businesses connected to a scheme that diverted millions of dollars intended for low-income residents in Mississippi. Favre is accused of using $5 million of that money to help build a volleyball arena on the campus of Southern Mississippi University, his alma mater. Favre will have to stand trial with the other defendants. The Dodgers are back home tonight to begin a 4-game series with Colorado. The Dodgers are on a roll. They're 21 games over 500 and have a 6-game lead over the Giants in the NL West. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. More news, opinions, and conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
What does access mean?
Access means owning a home. Access means growing my business.
Access means building generational wealth.
No matter your goals, U.S. Bank Access Commitment Programs and initiatives provide the tools and resources to help you reach them. Access your financial goals at usbank.com/access. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
I am Jasmine Carson, LSU Women's Basketball National Champion. I had to up my game in my intimate grooming routine too. Venus for Pubic Hair and Skin is the only razor and regimen specifically designed to help protect your pubic skin from shave irritation. Visit GilletteVenus.com to learn more.
All I need is one mic.
With a KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm Tyrese Smiley. As black folk, we know how to face tragedy and not fall into despair. And yet sometimes the points of pain are felt so acutely, especially when we know full well that we're being treated unfairly by our so-called justice system that at times appears to be anything but just. After more than 30 years of public service, Mark Willie Thomas is set to be sentenced on Monday, August 21st, for his conviction on bribery and conspiracy in a federal corruption trial. As you well know, Willie Thomas was found not guilty on 12 of the 19 counts the feds brought against him. This is not your typical corruption case. No lavish trips, no victim, no cash in a brown bag or stashed away in a freezer, no illegal contributions from a wealthy donor, no money received by the accused, no use of taxpayer dollars. There is therefore no need to incarcerate Ridley Thomas to protect the community. Indeed, the probation department has recommended a mere 18-month sentence. But the feds, they want MRT to serve 6 years. 6 years. How is that fair? This happens far too often to defendants who just happen to look a lot like you and me. First, they target you. Then they overcharge you. Then they fight to keep certain folks off the jury. Then they spend millions of your tax dollars prosecuting a victimless $100,000 criminal allegation. Then, typically, they win, and why shouldn't they? In reality, no case of the United States government against you is really a fair trial, if you feel me. Then, after they win, they ask for a sentence of more than 3 times what the probation department is recommending. Again, I ask, how is that fair? I read the federal government's summary document regarding the sentencing of MRT, and the charged language they use is both revealing and despicable. You can clearly see their disdain for the constituent community, for the black clergy who have stood with MRT, and mostly for MRT, daring to exercise his constitutional right to even go to trial to defend himself. The feds demanding a 6-year sentence in this case is their way of punishing an uppity Negro who dared to fight back. Let's hope that the judge in this case sees through this racist masquerade and delivers a sentence of time commensurate with the crime, even as MRT appeals this verdict. There are no good times to be black in America, and sometimes are worse than others. For KBLA Talk 1580, I'm Tavis Smiley. We welcome your comments.
Keeping you informed about what's really going on and what not to miss in entertainment. You're listening to the Rob Report on KBLA Talk 1580.
I go on and on, can't
understand how it lasts so long.
You are inside the Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580.
Get a calculator, do the math. I made 1,000 songs that made you move.
What's that, Andy?
For the last 300 months, I made 16.
From the Bay. Shout out to the Bay. All right, all right. If you are just joining us on the Raw Report, welcome on in here. We are breaking down the fact that Tyrese is trying to get some money. Well, I don't know if he's trying to get money from Home Depot for $1 million or if he's really just trying to set an example and just say, stop messing with us. Either could be true. We are joined by our entertainment contributor of the day, Danielle Broadway. Come on back up in here. I actually just saw, this is exciting news, Chris Tucker announces his first stand-up tour in more than a decade. I am a Chris Tucker fan. I think I would probably go and watch that. How about you?
Yeah, I haven't seen him for a while now. That's really cool.
Yeah, so it was really good to see Chris Tucker back on screen. He recently had a role in the movie Air, which I really liked. I liked the role that he played. It was great. And I think television and the entertainment business misses him. And what's funny is because Chris Tucker has been away and not necessarily all up in our faces with information and private life, we miss him and we give him sort of back his star power. So it's a little ironic that we're talking about, you know, stardom and star power and all that. So good for him. Shout out to Chris Tucker for that. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into this other story right here. This Lil Tay situation. Let me tell you guys who Lil Tay is. Lil Tay is now 16 years old. Her name is Taeyeon. She's professionally known as Lil Tay. She is an American personality, like a social media personality, and a child rapper. And when she was 9 years old, she just basically came on the scene. We didn't know how or where she came from, but she was basically flossing all this money all the time. She'd have like fistfuls of money, just bands. I mean, she was driving cars, sitting in cars, these luxury cars that cost hundreds of thousands of dollars, and she was potty mouthed too. I didn't like that. I'd tell that little girl, you know, I don't know her, but I'd be like, sit down, Tay. And anyway, I didn't like it. And it seemed as though she was rich. Nobody knew how she got rich. She was just putting on this facade. But it came out that her parents really had a lot to do with it. I know her older brother was involved as well. So Lil Tay was actually a known personality. And just the other day, social media, there was a headline, all these headlines, by the way, picked up this story that said Lil Tay has passed away. Lil Tay was gone. And as much as people had a problem with Lil Tay, you know, that was sad to see. She's a now 16-year-old girl. We sort of remember her as being like a 9-year-old. But there was this story that was released on her page, and I'll read this statement to you that was supposedly from the family. It says, "It is with a heavy heart that we share the devastating news of our beloved Claire's sudden and tragic passing. We have no words to express the unbearable loss and indescribable pain. This outcome was entirely unexpected and has left us all in shock. Her brother's passing adds even more unimaginable depth to our grief. During this time of immense sorrow, we kindly ask for privacy as we grieve this overwhelming loss, as the circumstances surrounding Claire and her brother's passing are still under investigation." Claire, by the way, I don't know who Claire, why they're referring to her as Claire. I don't know that name, but anyway, they're addressing her as Claire. Claire will forever remain in our hearts, our absence leaving an irreplaceable void that will be felt by all who knew and loved her. And Danielle, the reason I read that whole statement was not only so you guys could understand what lengths they went through, what they went to claim that she had passed away, but also so you can hear the language that was used here. It's well written. This seems like it was written by an adult or a publicist or someone, for that matter. Does not seem like it was written by a child. So everyone was shocked, and they sent her well wishes, and everybody began to talk about how she was used and abused by her parents. But today, we all wake up and, go on about our day, and suddenly all the same news outlets are saying it was a hoax, and Lil Tay is not dead. So my mind was going all kinds of places. Like, how did that happen? How did you put out an entire statement on her page, and they're claiming that her page was hacked, and other people, we just can't. That's such a heavy topic, especially we're not very far removed from the Birmingham situation where that young lady, Carly Russell, had allegedly disappeared, and we know that was now a hoax. But, playing with people's lives and emotions like that, Danielle, what is your entire take on all of this?
It's bizarre. It's completely bizarre. So I didn't cover this story, but, kind of like you said, all of these headlines and all of these, really big publications like Variety said that they confirmed with Lil Tay's management that she had passed away, which is extremely disturbing. And how could a spread of misinformation happen? I think two things. One is that if Lil Tay had access or control over her social media, he should not. I think, teens and kids is already messy, but if you're in the public eye, mental health is a thing, bad decisions are a thing, so many things. And if her management and publicity team were somehow given or, gotten bad information, then there needs to be some strong course of actions. And finally, I think that her name is Claire Hope, so I think that's her real name, and her stage name is Lil Tay, so that's why they said Claire in the message. But it's just one of those things where it is absolutely absurd.
Absurd is definitely the word for this. It is troubling on so many accounts. I don't even know where to place this right now. We don't, obviously people are talking and having conversations that she had been off of social media for a while. So is this a way to, at the biggest level, retain some sort of relevancy? Is this to, clout chase? Is this to have your name in headlines again? We just don't know, but the entire thing is very disturbing to me. And it does bring up another question about this whole clout chasing thing, not just with celebrities, but regular, people who are now becoming comedians online, or they're, pranksters and things like that. And people are doing the most, the absolute most, just for, a couple of minutes of fame, hopefully to literally utilize this fame to I don't know, people obviously want stardom, and they want more money and all of those different things. But are we a clout chasing society right now? Are we as a whole, are we a clout chasing society? This is kind of scary.
Yeah, I think definitely. Like, sadly, this is nothing new. It made me think of, Jesse Smollett with, hiring men to beat him up. And, I feel like to this day, he still doesn't give an honest, account of that, even though it all came out. All of it was revealed. And I think in this case, we'll see something similarly. Well, Little Tay will say, oh, my account was hacked, feel bad for me, and then I have a strong, belief that it will come out that no, there was no hacking. That's, something else is going on. And kind of like you said, is it for the likes? Is it for, I got in headlines, I'm popular, I'm relevant, which is very sad, because if you have to stoop to faking your own death or faking your own attack, when people are really getting hurt in this world, then I feel like that's a mental health struggle, and I hope she figures it out at a young age.
What do you think about the fact, you raised a pretty interesting point that she should not be allowed to pretty much manage her own social media accounts. And do you see that as a whole just in minors, or is that someone like just Lil Tay, considering what we know her to be, just a social influencer who is really kind of out there with her language, and just she seems to be more advanced than what we're really used to when we look at minors. But what are your thoughts on minors really being allowed to just be on social media and have like this free-for-all?
So I think that, of course, it is for parents to decide, but if a child has access to this social media, it should be monitored by adults who have that child's best interest in hand. Because if you don't have boundaries, especially with younger kids, then not just, any misinformation, but you open that child up for so many things, especially when she's in the public eye, bullying and, cyber attacks, all of those things that really shape a child in much worse ways than adults. And if you already see adults, impacted by it, what does it do to kids?
Absolutely true. And this is another great point that forensic accountant brought up, saying, in my line of work, we use the internet to bring about or even bolster our cases. People tell on themselves often. And what's interesting is, it's very true. You can put anything on the internet and it no longer belongs to you, because even if you erase some things, you try to delete things, people screenshot, people screen record, people retweet. They do all kinds of things. They share this content that's online, so it no longer belongs to you. So you brought up the Jussie Smollett case, and yeah, it's unfortunate. That will forever remain a part of his history. As good of an actor as he is, he's very talented. He was a child actor. He had definitely, along with his family, have maintained their careers and relevancy in the industry. And here he goes with this entire case, this whole what we all know, that case that he had in Chicago. Well, that's a part of his story now. It can no longer be erased. And this, unfortunately, at the age of 16 years old, will follow Lil Tay for the rest of her life. She'll be known as that girl who either or the family as a whole, they committed a hoax in order to clout chase or whatever. We don't know the facts behind this case. I will be clear on that. So I'm alleging that this was a clout chase, or as they're saying, her account actually was hacked. We don't know what's to be true, but it doesn't negate the fact that people are going to look at her sideways from this point on, and she's only 16 years old. So when you talk about mental health and where you go from here with her entire life ahead of her, I'm a little nervous for that. I'm scared for Lil Tay and other people like Tay who are experiencing this type of fame and what it brings about just at this young age from social media.
Yeah, same. It's actually really sad, no matter, what the outcome is, what is found out, whether it was a hack or whether it was planned or, what kind of crazy explanation is. It's the fact that this is a little girl and she shouldn't have to be dealing with this. Fame always sounds good until the consequences. And in this case, it sounds like she's too young for all of this attention that she's gotten.
Agreed with you. And, yeah, I think many of us do agree with you as well. So if you have children who are minors, I'll say, are on social media, it could be a good idea to monitor it. And my kids still have not been on social media. They've asked me for a long time. I actually gave them access to have a TikTok account. And now they're asking me and my husband, they're like, can we go further? Can we get an Instagram? And at this point, they're about to be seniors in high school. But I feel like, we've done a good job at maintaining your youth, maintaining that innocence, but not necessarily sheltering in that way. We still have allowed you to see what's going on in the world, but I feel like they've been given enough self-assurance to not be hopefully not be as influenced as those who may have been on social media for a long time. So we're just now getting to that stage where they are allowed to have an Instagram page. And they are seniors in high school, so it's hard business. It's hard business out here. But with that being said, we will still monitor their accounts. So I definitely agree with you, Danielle. I appreciate you coming on to the Raw Report and sitting with me here. We definitely got to have you back on. At another point, can you let everybody know where they can find you online?
Yeah. Instagram and Twitter.
Wait, I'm sorry. We lost you, Danielle. Can you give me that one more time?
Oh, no. One more time. You can find me on social media on Twitter and Instagram under D-Broadway Right.
Okay, perfect. So you guys definitely make sure that you check out Danielle on all of her social media platforms. And I really hope to have you on again in the future, sitting with us here at the Raw Report. So thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much, and have a great night.
Enjoy your night. Take care. When we come forward, we've got your Who's Got Next. I like this artist or multiple artists. And we've also got What Not to Miss on the other side. You are listening to The Rob Report on KBLA Talk 1580. Stay there.
What's going on? What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Denzel Whitaker, and I'm on The Rob Report.
You're inside The Rob Report with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
JP Morgan Chase is building on the investments in California and around the country to help close the racial wealth gap and build a more equitable future. As part of JP Morgan Chase commitment, they are taking action to help improve financial wealth and access to banking in the Black community, helping more people open low-cost checking and savings accounts, hosting community seminars with supporting Black-led institutions by building awareness about financial investments, hiring community managers, and opening community center branches like Crenshaw, Inglewood, and downtown LA. Visit today, jpmorganchase.com/racial equity. Again, jpmorganchase.com/racial equity. Get the tools to help reach your financial goals. Visit today, jpmorganchase.com/racial equity. Again, jpmorganchase.com/racial equity.
The California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, Black-owned, adjudicated newspaper that focuses on providing newsworthy information to the people in our community. We're constantly looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business with our reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper Community Share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com. That's calcruisenews.com. Then click on the Submit Now button located on the top right corner of the homepage, or text CCN to 42828. Again, text CCN to 42828. The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminding you that we keep us safe. The Center for the Pacific Asian Family was founded to help address domestic violence and sexual assault in the Asian and the Pacific Islander communities. The Center for the Pacific Asian Family's mission is to build healthy and safe communities by addressing the root causes and consequences of family violence and violence against women. They are committed to meeting the specific cultural and language needs of the Asian and Pacific Islander women and their families. CPAF's vision is of an Asian and Pacific Islander community that embraces healthy relationships and works in partnership with other communities to eradicate all forms of violence. To access services, volunteer, or for more info, visit nurturingchange.org. At KBLA Talk 1580, we believe everyone deserves to be safe. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Giving you your daily dose of entertainment and celebrity news. You're inside the Rob Report with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
Well, let's just jump on in here. I really like this song. Every time it plays on the radio, I kind of feel it. Okay, this is Babyface Ray, Blast, and Nyjah. This is called Spend It.
Spend it on me. I like when you spend it on me. Oh, spend it. It's time, come spend it on me. Spend it on me. I like when you spend it on me. Baby, honest, honest, honest. I like when you spend it on me. Spend it on me. Spend it on me. Spend it on me.
As long as they pretty. You know I'ma get it and spend it on you, baby. I know I've been busy, don't give them no time, no. I hope I ain't too late. Bag, you know me, show me that bag that you wanna go up on a Tuesday. Girl, I want to. Hope you ain't tripping my you know they gon' choose face. Yeah, I love when you sit it on me. Kicking your guts when I'm kicking your feet. I look, got it printed in G's. New shark boots got them zip to your knees. Fly out the country to switch up the scene. Tell me, girl, how you fit in them jeans. You can take the car. No, I've been balling, look like them just started turning.
Okay, Babyface Ray.
For
a second, when I saw the name, it said Babyface. I was like, hold up, that don't sound like Babyface, but that's Babyface Ray, Black, Nyjah. Hope I'm saying your name right, Nyjah. It's not the Nyjah that we're familiar with, the R&B singer, but this is a little vibe right here. So spend it. I have that over for you in our YouTube chat. You can check them out, play it, add it to your playlist. Think of me when you do, because you know that's a vibe for me. All right, what I don't want you to miss. Forrest says, meh. Okay. Listen, the thing that I don't want you to miss, I actually just got into this, and I'm very excited about it because I'm on a new thing. Andy, can you turn it down a tiny bit? We are on a new thing, okay, guys? Get on this thing with me. It is renewing our minds. It is getting better. It is reading more. It is doing things to nourish us, right? Nourish our souls, our minds, our spirits, all of those things. So I told you about the book. I already told you, Jeezy. Go ahead and get that. I feel like I'm a brand ambassador. I mention it so much. But Jeezy's Adversity for Sale. You just got to trust me on this. Go ahead and get that. I'm listening to it on Audible right now, and he is narrating it in his own voice, so that's pretty cool. But also, there is a show that I just started watching on Netflix, and it's called Get Smart About Money. And that's something else. I think that we need to Get Smart with Money is on Netflix, and it's basically following 5 people, and they're pairing them with 5 financial experts, and they're basically helping to transform their entire financial well-being, their lives when it comes to that. So if you're trying to get right, don't get left. You get it? All right, so go ahead and check that out on Netflix called Get Smart with Money. It was a great show today. I appreciate you guys, and I thank you to Danielle Broadway for joining me and giving her input on all the topics. You guys, I appreciate you and your engagement, always holding it down over in our YouTube chat. I appreciate you guys. Make sure that you are with us tomorrow because you know how it is on Fridays. You know the energy on Fridays, Andy. They know by now. They know by now. All right. We look forward to doing that with you guys tomorrow. Make sure that you check us out and listen. You already know when we come forward, you got Zoe Williams, the voice of reason, coming with a fire show. I'm Robin Ayers, your host, and remember today and every day forward to be a blessing.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Doug Davis, and